Hey everyone, I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business, and today we're going to be doing another installment of my amateur investing updates. So we're going to be going through my stock buys, my dividend payouts, my cryptocurrency, mainly growth cryptocurrency, a little bit of passive income generating cryptocurrency, as well as my real estate RealT tokens. So lots to go through. It's been a very, very good month, and I'm at about $150,000 of net worth, which is just absolutely phenomenal. I made this video yesterday, but then I, for some reason, didn't go through my growth crypto. So I'm redoing this today, which is probably to my benefit because I'm up about $7,000 with my cryptocurrency, and that helped me hit $150,000 as an awesome milestone. Just before I get into this, this is not financial advice, and all of my stocks and everything I show you for my stocks is 100% legitimate, no issues there. But for the tax man, I do have to let you know that anything I show you crypto related may or may not be simulated or, just not necessarily real or accurate. It's just something I have to throw in there. But with that being said, let's jump right in. So in terms of dividends, last month was an average month. Things are going to be up and down depending on payments for different quarters. And, if you've got monthly payments and all these different things going on. So you can see on the graph here, the projected amounts, or rather the average monthly income for the bar graph. And then the line graph is the actual amount that I've been earning, which has totaled up to $511.05 for more or less 13-ish, 14-ish months. November 2019 was when I started really seriously investing. So this has been really, really great. I'll dive into the actual stock picks and everything soon, but let's just get through all this stuff first. In terms of crypto income, my total crypto income is now $345.32. Last month was fairly small because I pulled out of all of my, BitMax, Tron, no more lending, all that stuff. I'm just doing Hive for my crypto passive income, paired with RealT tokens that are real estate tokenized properties, and I earn from rent that people are paying. So I earned about just under $10 worth of Hive, and then $16.64 from RealT, totaling $26.06 for that month. So again, this is less, but I've deprioritized my focus away from crypto passive income and into growth crypto. And I mean, considering my portfolio grew $7,000 today, I definitely do not regret doing so. I think ETH and Bitcoin are by far the best crypto investments, but that's just me personally. I forgot to show this little chart and graph yesterday when I did my social media report going over the previous month. This just lets you see how I've been earning over the months, which has now totaled to $17,769.86. That's phenomenal. But this isn't, super relevant to my investing. This is more so for my content stuff, so we won't worry too much about that. In terms of my crypto portfolio, this isn't completely accurate or updated because this was at the very, very beginning of February is when I clocked this in. And now I'm up about $18,000 in the past 2 days. So, yeah, wow, just absolutely amazing. You'll see my full portfolio when I bring it up on Blockfolio, but just absolutely blown away that this has continued to grow very, very well, and that in the last 2 days I made $17,000. Obviously, none of it's realized, but pretty amazing. And then you can just see the chart here, just kind of charting out, or rather the graph charting out all of that data there, just in a bar graph. Very simple, but gives you a bit of a visualization. And then similarly for my stock portfolio, this is what it is worth at the last time that I valued it, but we'll see everything in real time when I bring it up momentarily. But again, this has performed really well. It's grown really well. I didn't necessarily mean to be investing a lot lately because I was supposed to stop stock investing for a little while. I might do a little bit still with AMD, but for the most part, I'm very, very pulling back on a lot of this and just saving up money and investing in crypto going forward. I kind of over leveraged myself recently into Bitcoin and Ethereum, so I do need to sort of pay myself back before I really jump back into investing. I need to kind of get above water first. So let's take a look at all the individual stuff we've got going on. So this is my stock portfolio, and the recent buys that I made were, well, actually first we'll dive into the big mistake that I made with wallstreetbets. So if you saw my recent video talking about how I bought AMC and then I lost a bunch of money on it because I wasn't willing to hold until the short squeeze was like finishing up, because I realized not long after making the trade that day trading is just really dumb. I should have stuck to my investing rules. I should have played it smart. I should have kept doing what I've been doing that has been working very well. And every now and then, people are going to do a little bit of gambling or more speculative investing with stocks and crypto, and that's fine. But realistically, most of the time, if you're trading for the short term, it's going to be a lot harder to make money. And that is, I've relearned that lesson the hard way. No more day trading or any of this crazy stuff for me. I had 37 shares of AMC. They lost half of their value, so I lost about $500. Not super terrible. Obviously, I'm not happy about it, but such is life. And then I took that $500 and I put in another $750, and I invested in these 3 ETFs here, which I already held. I was just kind of topping them up, adding more to them. They're very, very good ETFs, just paying out a very healthy dividend. So I figured, I'll just add some more to that. My more speculative buy that I am still confident in was Johnson & Johnson. So while I am down like $100, unfortunately, I'm down like 5.72% on Johnson & Johnson since I bought it. I've already had it for a bit, but I only had like 2 shares. I stocked up on it and got 9 more shares because this week they're announcing their one-shot COVID vaccine that lasts 2 years. It has a shelf life of 2 years, and it doesn't need crazy refrigeration temperatures to be stored. So I have a lot of confidence in that. And realistically, if it performs really, really bad, or I haven't really paid attention, it already came out. It's a great company and they pay out a very healthy dividend. They're one of the top US companies. So I'm not really concerned so much about the price going down or it not performing well. But if it does perform really well and, goes way up because of the vaccine, then naturally I'll probably sell like half of it and put the rest into AMD. I might throw a little bit into AMD over the next few months, but for the most part, I'm just paying myself back and mainly investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum as I have been, because do what works, do whatever got you success. You should continue doing the same thing. You shouldn't try to change it up, because then you're just making problems for yourself. This is just looking at the totals of everything I have in real time based on today. So, with my regular stock, dividend stocks rather, I've got $27,000 in there. And then I've got $1,500 in AMD, got about $725 in Hive, almost $2,000 in my RealT tokens. And then I've got about 115. Well, I mean, that's not even. Oh, yeah, no, that's accurate. About 117,000 in crypto in general. But then this is just subtracting my Hive and RealT tokens. And then I've got a bit of liquid cash and some gold and silver, which brings my total portfolio value to $151,031.57. honestly, so grateful, super surreal to be at this point where I'm at $150,000 of net worth. Just an amazing milestone to reach, and I never would have expected to reach it in just 14 months after starting to seriously invest. If Bitcoin continues to perform the way it's performed and Ethereum keeps skyrocketing, then I may have enough to fund my lifestyle by the end of this year. But we'll see how this all goes. My realistic goal is $250,000, $250,000, end the year with that in my portfolio. So that's what I'm aiming for. But if everything goes perfectly, I could have a lot more. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. My actual total, like how much am I actually up for my stocks is $1,166.42 plus my dividends, $512. For crypto, I think my original investment was somewhere around 43,000 and I'm at 117,000. So almost 3x there. So that's obviously fantastic. And my average dividends paying out right now is about 3.85%. $68 a month on average, $827 in total. And then you've got my crypto payouts, RealT, and my royalty payouts, which brings me to about $106.16 per month, which is obviously less than previously because I really pulled out of my passive crypto, but I'm still pretty happy with $106 a month. That is a very sustainable and reliable income, and that's perfect. And we're just going to keep building that up and hopefully reinvesting all those dividends and compounding interest and just keep growing that. But my main focus is definitely going to still be on ETH and Bitcoin, just growth cryptocurrency. That's my main focus right now because that is really what's paying out and giving me exponential gains, more or less. So we already took a look at growth investments, but yes, I'm at 14 stocks for AMD and I'm going to continue investing in that. Just keep upping my investment, especially because it's a little bit cheaper right now. I'm still up about 9.75% there, so that's fantastic. For Hive, continuing to earn a decent amount with Hive. I'm over 4,000 now. Just, keeping my Leo and Hive and then staking that and building up my passive income. Going forward, though, now that I'm at 4,000, which was kind of like my goal, I want to just save up my Hive in case it skyrockets this year with Bitcoin. So I'm just going to be holding on to the rest of it and not staking all of it, and we'll see how that plays out. But it was $9.42 worth of Hive. As you already know from previous reports, I've stopped lending and staking and all the other stuff, just as I said, to just put it all into Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then for RealT, these are the properties that I hold still. Got a decent diversification for where they're actually located. And it paid $16.64 last month, which is the highest payment I've received, totaling $67.15 in total for all the payments that I've received from them. And yeah, pretty great. Getting to the point where I could actually use the proceeds or the profits to rather to invest in another property, because I don't want to just not compound that interest. I think it makes sense to continually invest more and more, but I don't want to put any more of my own principal into this because while I do trust RealT and it's been going really well, nothing is perfect. So I'm not going to just keep throwing money at this. But I am happy to grow this with the money that is already invested. So that is everything for this spreadsheet. Now, last but not least, I'm going to share my Blockfolio stuff with you guys. All right, so this is my Blockfolio account. It's up like $1,000 since I started this video, which is amazing. But as you can see, I've continued to just keep doing what I'm doing, continue to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And just growing my Hive from using the platform, growing my LBC from using the platform. I actually have a tiny bit more Hive and LBC. I haven't updated these as I should be, but it's maybe like $100 or something off. It's pretty accurate. And then for Dash, you can see I invested a pretty good amount not that long ago into Dash. I threw like 2,000 in it just because I wanted to, as I always do, I have Dash just for paying for random things. But I wanted to have a little bit more just because I know they have a big update coming with a lot of merchants that are going to start using Dash. So I wanted to have a little bit extra in Dash and just kind of have that for when it does kind of pop. And LBC is doing insanely well today, 21% up, which is just like amazing. LBC I'll continue to hold because, you know, it's a great cryptocurrency and there's a lot of utility for me to use that on library. And I mean, it's going up in value. And as it gets listed on more exchanges, I see it going up a lot more. So I'm very excited about that. Hive is doing really well. I guess you could say we're in alt season right now. Bitcoin is still, you know, doing okay though, considering. If we look at the actual full portfolio track here, you can see just in the last day, I went from 110K to 118, which is 6.5% more or less. And then in the last month, you can see that I went from 84,500 to where we are now. Very, very volatile month, by the way. But that was kind of in the prediction model, so it wasn't something that was like super scary to me. But it's definitely like not comfortable to have your account go down like $20,000, $25,000 in a day. But as you can see here, I went from 25,000 or so 3 months ago, just 3 months ago, to now 118,000, which is a percent change of 348% in just 3 months, which is insane and amazing. But that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. I mainly just invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum and have a little bit in LBC, Hive, and Dash. And the USD is just my RealT tokens listed there. So that's, you know, not super important. But yeah, that is it. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to keep investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum and keep pushing to build up those. I'm over 1 Bitcoin now, so I'm pretty content where I am with Bitcoin. I may just focus on Ethereum, but you know, I'll play it as I'll keep my ear to this. I'll be watching. I'll play it by ear rather, and see how this plays out. Because right now my Bitcoin and Ethereum are basically equal. And originally I was trying to do something like 55-45 or like 60-40 for Bitcoin being the heavier investment, but Ethereum might have more growth room this year. So I'm curious to see how this plays out, and I'm probably just going to have a bigger focus on Ethereum going forward and try to build that up to like 40 or 50 Ethereum by the time it really pops off near the end of this year, which is what I'm kind of hoping for. And that's what I'm investing for, more or less. I'm following the halving cycle theory and the stock to flow model prediction for Bitcoin. Definitely check out Plan B on Twitter, who talks about all this and is the one who more or less popularized this model. But anyways, thank you for watching. This has been amazing. I'm at 150,000 net worth, aiming for 250,000 by the end of the year. And I'll continue updating you guys with all these great amateur investing updates. Obviously, I am an amateur, so this is not financial advice, and I make mistakes. As you can see, I lost half of my investment on AMC, so no one is perfect. And sometimes it's good to have these hard lessons learned so that I can have strong hands for when Bitcoin is going to 50K, 100K, 150, so that I'm not selling and, you know, having weak hands and getting scared when it drops, or getting overly excited when it goes up, and just being able to do the right thing over the next several months. Hopefully this loss helps me have that constitution and willpower to make the right choice when it happens. But that's why I always say I'm an amateur. I've only been seriously trading for about 14 months. And, you know, I broke my own investing rules, and so I lost money. But when I stick to my investing rules, I've almost only gained money and done very, very well just by following those rules. I'll link those as well for you to check out. I posted it not that long ago, but I'll make sure to include a link or something for you guys to check that out if you haven't. Definitely have some sort of guideline of like rules to follow or something like that for yourself so that you can invest unemotionally. That's the most important part. If you have something to stick to, then you won't let your emotions get the best of you and make a trade based on speculative stuff, just things that aren't objective or logical. And that's the way that you need to trade. You have to be very, very rational about your decisions. And I wish you all the best with your trading and with crypto. Hopefully Bitcoin and Ethereum go to the moon this year. So we'll be looking at that for sure. Anyways, though, thank you so much for watching. If you did watch to the very end, make sure to comment #1ham in the comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. And if you'd like to help me even more, you can also go and vote on my poll on YouTube because there's like a glitch in the algorithm where if you vote in a poll and you comment and you like and all that stuff, insanely helps me rank up in the YouTube algorithm. So one of the best things you can do, at least to help me on YouTube, is to participate in that. Otherwise, I appreciate you just watching my video anywhere, participating in my content on any platform because I post on so many platforms. But either way, thank you so much for watching. And I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scott C Business. Until next time, cheers.